Hey guys, Brett here, and in this video we are going to talk about giving Google what it wants. So in the last videos we talked about what Google wants, and we came to the understanding that Google wants to provide relevant search results to people who use Google to search the web. That's the only thing that Google cares about. So in this video we're going to talk about how to give Google what it wants. I'm also going to apologize. If you came here looking for like some magic push button, I'm going to instantly rank tomorrow and not do any work, you're going to be disappointed. I'm sorry, there is no way to do that. There is absolutely no way to trick Google. There's no magic push button. The easy way to rank with Google is to consider one thing and keep one thing in mind. Content is king. I want you to ask yourself a question. How does Google know and how does Google ensure that the websites that it shows high on the search engine results are going to be relevant to the search term? Well, the answer is really simple. It's by the content that's on that website. Google spiders the content and indexes it. We all know that. But Google also searches through that content and picks up things inside of that content and then uses what it finds to determine if this is likely to be relevant to a particular search term. And be assured, Google is getting really good at understanding the written word automatically. Their bots are getting better and more sophisticated all the time. And, a while back, you used to be able to just spam keywords. As a matter of fact, I remember in the late 90s, early 2000s, people would hire me to put text behind the main body of the content, and the text would be like spam keywords or, an article that is completely irrelevant to what is actually showing on the page, but was relevant to the keywords that they wanted to rank. And Google would then see that text and be like, oh, good, this is a good website to show people. None of that stuff works anymore. Now, the only way to get Google to rank you is to give good quality content. So what exactly is good quality content? Well, it has to be content that Google can understand. Google cannot read anything that's in Flash, anything that's in a video, and Google doesn't want to see any spam. Google doesn't want to see you just randomly type the keywords over and over again or randomly throw in keywords where they don't belong. Remember, Google is getting quite good at understanding written language automatically. So you can't just randomly throw in keywords and say, oh, I got the keyword in here 50,000 times. It must be good because Google's going to see the keyword 50,000 times and all of a sudden I'm going to rank. No, what you need to do is publish well-written, relevant, naturally written articles. And, again, I'm sorry if, you thought that there was going to be some like magic push button, but that actually is the magic push button. Just give Google what they want. When people come and they search for something, Google knows that they probably want to learn about what they're searching for, or they're probably interested in that topic, or they're probably interested in finding out more about that topic. So Google wants to show them websites that have good content based on that topic. And as I said, the main thing that Google is going to search is the text of the post. You know what? Let me give you a real-life example. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to show you a post on my blog. So this is my Video Vibe review blog. And if you look, you can see I have a couple of elements in here. The very first thing is my header. My header makes sure that I have the words Video Vibe in it because Video Vibe is one of my main keywords. You'll also notice that my other main keyword, review, is used in the header text. So this is H1. This is wrapped in an H1 tag, which tells Google that this is particularly important. And you can see I'm using it in a natural way. I'm not just saying Video Vibe Pro Review or Video Vibe Pro Review. I'm saying very naturally, well written. Today, I'm doing a review of the new Video Vibe Pro software. That is natural spoken language. That's what Google wants to see. Underneath that, I have my review video. And most of the people that come to my site want to see the review video. They want to get right to the point. Video is what people love to see. So I have my review video underneath that. That is for the site visitors, for most of the site visitors. Some of them don't like to watch the videos, but most of them prefer to watch the videos. Underneath the video, I then have this detailed article explaining everything over again that I talk about in the video. Now, this in some ways is for the site visitors because some people might not want to watch the video, but the vast majority of people will have watched the video. So why do I write out this detailed article? The reason I write it out is for Google. This is indexable content that Google can then index. They could see that I'm writing a well-written article. And I'm not saying well-written in the means of like, I'm a great writer, but well-written in the fact that it uses the keywords that I'm targeting naturally. It's written in a proper grammatical structure. You know, I'm not just spamming words over and over again. I'm highlighting things and making them bold so Google can see that and see that I'm making points in my article. All of these things are indications to Google that this is an article that people might want to see and might want to read. And because of that, I'm rewarded by high rankings in the search engine results. If we actually go over here, let's go over to Google and see how I rate for Video Vibe Pro Review. Okay, so here it is in Google. I searched Video Vibe Pro Review, and you can see I'm ranking number 4 for those keywords, for the keywords Video Vibe Pro Review. And this is great because a lot of people are going to be searching Video Vibe Pro Review. They're going to be hearing about it because marketers are going to be talking about it, and they're going to want to know about it, so they're going to be searching for a review, and I'm going to get free web traffic. Well, I'm actually talking about it like it's going to happen in the future. It already has happened. I got free web traffic already from this. Now, if we compare my friend Mike's site, and I'm not picking on Mike. Mike is a good friend of mine. I have nothing but respect for him. But if we go over and compare his site and we compare his review, we can see a big difference. So he has a properly written and properly formatted header right here in H1 tags. You can always tell H1 tags because the text is generally bigger and bolder. And he has a tiny little bit of content though. So when Google comes here and Google sees this site, he doesn't see much indexable content. It doesn't see many cues that it can use to say, is this a relevant site or is this not a relevant site? And if Google doesn't see the cues, Google errs in the side of caution. It assumes that it must be no good. We don't see the cues. We're not going to guess. We're just going to move on to another website and search another website. You can see he has a video just like I do, but other than that, there's not much text content at all. There's not many cues here for Google. So let's go over to Google and see where Mike is ranking for the exact same keywords. So here we are, we're back on Google, and incidentally, you can actually see when I searched Video Vibe Pro Review, it came up with 3,870,000 results. I'm number 5 here. Let's find Mike. I don't see him on page 1 at all. I don't see him on page 2 at all. There he is. He's right down here. He's number 3 on page 3. Most people are not going to be going 3 pages deep inside of Google to find a website. And this honestly is the number 1 reason why I get more search engine traffic than Mike and why I get more search engine traffic than a lot of other review sites. Because I write well-written, detailed articles that are text, that have cues that tell Google that I'm likely writing something that's relevant. And by these cues, I mean I'm using the language naturally. I'm not spamming keywords. I'm writing grammatically correct sentence structure. And you don't have to be like a writer or anything like that. I just mean that Google wants to see that there's conjunctions in there, that it looks like an actual sentence. It doesn't have to be perfectly grammatically written, but it has to look like natural spoken words. Google can detect if sentences are naturally spoken words or if they're just spam junk. I'm doing things like using my H1 tags in order to highlight the main focus of my article, and I'm doing things like bolding specific points of my article, which shows Google that I'm making points as I go. You know, in short, what I'm basically saying here is that the magic trick in order to rank on Google is to give Google what it wants, and what Google wants is to see that your website has relevant information. So the magic trick is simply to write articles that have good, relevant information. When you reread your post, you should be rereading your post. You should make it and then you should read it again. You should ask yourself, if I had just randomly come here after doing a Google search, would I be happy that this is the website that I clicked on? If you're not, if you're be like, oh, this is crap, I wouldn't want to like read this myself, well, then you shouldn't be posting that. Okay, so earlier on I said that you don't need any crazy WordPress plugins or anything like that in order to rank on Google. There are, however, some cases where you might want to use a specific plugin. I actually use a specific plugin on my website. And the reason I use that plugin is because my theme is not very good as far as SEO. And even like basic SEO, my theme doesn't allow me to enter in keywords or title text very easily inside of my posts. It's just the limitation of the theme. You have to understand, a lot of theme designers only focus on making themes that are aesthetically pleasing. They want you to see the screenshot or see the demo of the theme and then buy the theme. So they're not really caring too much about how well that theme is going to rank, because that's not their point. Because by the time you figure out that your theme isn't very good, it doesn't have keyword options and stuff like that, you've already bought it anyway, so they don't really care. And my particular theme is one of those. It doesn't have a lot of options for keywords or anything like that, so I actually do use a plugin. The plugin that I use is called Add Meta Tags. It lets me easily add keyword, description, and title meta tags into my posts and make them specific for each post. And I'm going to put a link to this plugin underneath this video. It's completely free. If you're interested, you can like make a little donation here. I believe I gave them $20 because I use it quite often, but that's totally optional. You don't have to give a donation or anything. This is a free plugin. And what it does is right here, it allows me to add in a custom description, custom keywords, and custom title text for each individual post. And honestly, this is probably one of the only SEO plugins that I would suggest you use. So when you're writing your post, you use the add meta tags if you need it. If your theme already has this information, the ability to update this information, you might not need it. But when you're writing your post, you make sure that your description and your keywords in your title are very relevant to your post as well, that they're naturally written language, and that they have the same keywords as your original post. Now, as for what to put inside of these boxes here, description, keyword, and title, keywords is really simple. So if you're targeting VideoVi Pro Review, you're going to put in VideoVi Pro Review. Honestly, keywords don't really matter that much anymore anyway. I mean, everybody can put keywords inside of the meta tags, and the search engines have gotten to the point where they know that just because a keyword is, in a meta tag, that, it doesn't necessarily mean that your site is about that. So the search engines don't pay much attention to keywords anymore, but I mean, you might as well put them in anyway. The description tag, I put this in here. This is what shows inside of the search engine results. This is the summary. So what you want to do is you want to put a description in here that is very relevant to your article and similar to what people are going to see in the article. And what I actually put in the description tag is the same thing that I put in my header text. So I'll say, today I'm doing a review of VideoVi Pro software, and that's what I'll put into the description. That is the perfect description of what this article is, because that's what the article is about. For the title, I do something very similar. I just shorten it. I'll just say VideoVi Pro Review, which also happens to be my keywords as well. So that's pretty much it for this video. What I want you to take away from this video is the main thing I want you to take away from this training overall is that, like I said, you can't game Google. Google wants to give people relevant results when they search for a keyword, and your job is to show Google that you have good quality content for the people that they send to your website. If you do that, you will be rewarded with high search engine rankings. Okay, guys, in the next video, I'm going to dig into things a little bit deeper and point out a couple of things that you can do to help your site get ranked quicker and faster and more efficiently on Google.